Bingo Blitz rules.
If your bingo has ads in it,
That's not a bingo.
if it doesn't have the coolest tournaments, mini games, and the most breathtaking design,
Nope, not a bingo.
if your bingo moment makes you feel so excited that you just want to burst in joy and scream out loud, bingo! Sorry, so you're playing...
Bingo Blitz? Now that's a bingo. Discover a world of excitement with Bingo Blitz, the #1 free bingo game. Download Bingo Blitz and play for free.
Now that's a bingo.
Hi, I'm Jennifer, a founder of the Go Kid Go network. At Go Kid Go, putting kids first is at the heart of every show that we produce. That's why we're so excited to introduce a brand new show to our network called The Search for the Silver Lining, a fantasy adventure series about a spirited young girl named Isla who time travels to the mythical land of Camelot. Look for The Search for the Silver Lining on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you get your podcasts.
What's up, everyone? It's Noah Daniels.
Hey y'all, I'm JJ.
Hey guys, it's Kat.
And we're your hosts of the Real Hauntings podcast, where we bring on guests who share their first-hand encounter ghost stories and supernatural experiences. Now on to the trailer.
I've been warned to not tell this story, but I think because of the way it ends, it's okay to tell this story, because some people say that with certain entities, to like speak of them or talk about them or in any way like portray them as powerful will attract them to other people. The creepiest thing about it to me is a lot of times it would wait for me to notice it. Like it would just lay its arm out like this, and then I'd be like, where is it? Where is it? And then I'd see it, and then it would just slither back.
For more information on the Real Hauntings, Real Ghost Stories podcast, make sure you check out real.fm to learn more about our podcast and many other amazing podcasts.
Hi. Wait, we're kind of coordinating.
How?
There's a little bit of pink in my dress.
It's not even the same shade though.
No, but we're coordinating in the sense that like it looks good together. Does coordinating actually mean anything else more than that? Because if we're talking about color wheels, then I take back that comment because I don't know how that works. But if it's just like these colors look nice together.
Okay.
Hi. Are we started?
Yeah.
Hi. Welcome back to another episode of But Am I Wrong? Starring two people who've never once ever been wrong.
Who stay right, stay bright, out of sight, make it right.
Shine bright, shine far. Something, something. You're a star.
Can't sing it.
Who knows what that's from? That was released as a single, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Don't question it. Don't do it. This is But Am I Wrong? Where we, Meghan and Melisa, help you with your life. We answer your predicaments, the things that are happening. You're like, am I the hero or the villain? We tell you. We also talk about our own lives, our hot takes, as well as celebrity, pop culture, and news. Mm-hmm. It's really a catch-all. It's everything. You could put us under not miscellaneous. Miscellaneous feels like a throwaway, but
no,
a variety show, a jack of all trades.
Variety show's good.
What do you do in a variety show?
I mean, there's usually singing and dancing and skits.
Pick a different variety. So like one of the varieties is treasure hunting. One of the other varieties is milk. One of the other varieties is printers. One of the other varieties, shack.
But what are we doing with those things?
Like a real life vision board.
Write it down.
I do have a question for something I wrote down here, which I don't know if you'll be able to help me with, but it is under my Bet Am I Wrong note. And it's in the same category as merch ideas. It's in the merch idea category. And it says, let bitches be bitches, parentheses, horse.
I remember saying, let bitches be bitches.
So what is the parentheses I added? Because I clearly, parentheses in these notes means context, Meghan, so you remember. That context?
I think it was horse girls. I think it was the horse girl person had wrote in.
So we said, let bitches be bitches, and in the context of horse girls.
I think that's what it is. I may have been making this up, but I do believe it was when she wrote in and she was talking about how dudes have a fantasy about the horse girls. And then we were like, just let the bitches be bitches. I think that's what it is. If not, that's what it is now.
I think that's a good call. But if any of you are listening and you know.
Yeah, she wrote in for an update. So I'm sure if
I don't think that she said I know that you said that.
I know I said it, but I think that she would remember it though because it was her specific thing.
That it was directed towards her in a positive way. A non-derogatory bitch.
Yes.
Well, thank you for clearing that up.
Again, I could have made it up, but that's the new
When
meaning.
I ask you a question, I don't need to know the truth. I'm asking you because whatever you're saying is now my truth.
Okay.
Whether that's real or not. Because if I need something to be, I'm going to Google it. I'm going to look it up.
But this can't really Google.
No. And that is a hard thing for me, that there's a lot of times where there are some things that I'm like, it's the same thing with spelling, where I'm like, I don't even know how to Google the question that I'm asking. I don't even know how to phrase this. Same thing, I'm trying to spell something. Thank God canoe worked. But I was like, I'm about to be really embarrassed with how I'm trying to spell canoe. Anyways, we have 3 segments on this show. And we will get into each of the specifics before them. But what you really need to know is because we have never, ever, ever been wrong, we can have our little gavel and rule when other people are wrong. We do it with love, unless it's our but are they wrong segment, which then we do with hate. So one of the best parts I think about this podcast is we open up all of this input to not just us, but to you as well. For all of our segments, we will each of us say who we think is wrong in the situation. And then we post graphics corresponding to that over on our Instagram stories. So you can then vote. And these episodes go out on Thursday. So the votes will be up anytime before Tuesday. Yeah, the voting is fun. Participate. And we also love when you respond with why you voted the way you did. Truly, like, unless it is like a very bigoted answer, or like there's certain, not prompts, but like certain topics that we talk about where you're voting on, where if you vote with the other side, that's like, damn, that's fucking a lot. But sometimes it's also just like a difference of opinion. And a lot of people send in their thoughts when they also agree with us, but you don't have to agree with us. And like, we still want to, it's interesting to hear why people choose or vote the way they do. And then we read those on our Fisting Friday episode. And also, what a wonderful time to promote our Patreon. So you can watch Melisa having done a fisting motions with her gorgeous gold jewelry. Oh, is that a single?
You have to work it up.
Anyways, anything else before we hop into our very first segmente? That's not how you say segment in Spanish, is it? It's my turn, and I had something else entirely planned for. I was going to say a hot take, which is actually quite a hot take, and it's a very misandrous take as I am, but it's not that one. We'll save that for another day.
Okay.
And this happened to me, what I'm going to say now. This accosted me as I left my home this morning to come here. It was pestering me to the point where I was like, this is what I have to talk about. And a little backstory. Actually, no, we're not going to do backstory. I'm just going to tell you what fucking happened to me today. Our power went out. I didn't say the P. Our power went out. I said our hour went out. Nope, our power went out last night. So our house is hot. I have suddenly become so accustomed to the air conditioning that I am wilting even more than before. Our fridge stinks. Freezer stinks. Everything, it's a no lights. Everything's it's a little stressful, a little frazzled. And so Mott's works from home normally, but he had to go to find another place that had electricity to work. So he left the house before me, and he's been helping me get out of the house on time. I was not out of the house in time. So just know I'm walking into this moment already kind of frazzled. I almost forgot the microphone. I turned back around. I went and grabbed the mic. I forgot my computer, and I am just like, running. I'm like, I'm going to be late. I can't bring lunch. I've got all of this. I'm taking my beta blocker. My heart's like, the blood is pumping. I've been walking around trying to find everything I've needed. And I finally get out of the house. I've got my 2 bags. Thank God I have one that works on my shoulder, because when Mott's helps me pack my bags, it's like carrying them like grocery bags, like 2 on my arms. And then I don't have anything to protect myself, because I needed to protect myself when I opened my front door. So I've got my key and I'm locking the door. And then in true ADHD fashion, as I'm running late, the sun catches my eye and I go, oh, look at that fig tree. Let me see what the fig looks like. So I get a little distracted. I look at the fig for a second. And as I'm looking at the fig, it's 0.5 seconds. I hear a And I turn and I see the creature that has been haunting me for days, to be determined what it is. It is either a beetle the size of a silly putty container, or two beetles the size of half of a silly putty container fucking.
It's a June bug?
I don't know, but it is big and shiny, and it's like that purpley, like bluey black color, and those fucking fat ass little wings. And I saw it a few days ago, and I told Mott's, I screamed. I might have even seen it fucking yesterday. And I yelped when I saw it, and it was by that door, and I was like, oh my God, Mott's, there's a big thing. And I told Mott's, and he was like, I walked around the house, I couldn't find it. Like, I didn't see it at all. So he was like, I don't know what you saw. And I was like, no, I saw a beetle. Like, I saw this giant flying thing. It was terrifying and awful. I hated it. And so then, Melissa, I'm running. It's following me. And it is, my hair is down and wavy. It wants to, in my mind, it's trying to bury itself in my hair. And I don't know if it's attracted to a smell. I don't know if it's attracted to, an environment, something. I run into the fucking car. I am convinced for the first, I had to sit in my car for like 3 minutes because I am convinced it's still in the car. I'm swatting everything. I'm going to throw my neck out. I'm convinced I'm still hearing it. I'm not hearing any of this. And my question is, would I be wrong to walk into somebody's home, the environment, and murder them?
Yes.
Here's the thing.
But we do it all the time.
I morally and scientifically know that bugs are good for the ecosystem. These things are great. If you're having in your outdoor area, like, that's good. That means, good things are cultivating and happening. But between that, and I also feel like a goddamn fucking hypocrite because Mott's is terrified of spiders. Like, I love him to death, but like, I do not trust him to kill a spider because he's like, no, I'll kill it. And I'm like, you don't, but you get scared and then you close your eyes and you go, I think it's gone. And I'm like, bitch, where did it go? Like, I'm going to kill the spiders. He is obsessed with finding spiders and like seeing them, even though he's terrified of them. And he's always like, is it a black widow? I'm like, it's never fucking black widow. He found a black widow, like in this area of where I was like, we should get rid of that spider web, and he really wanted to kill it. And I said, we need to leave it alone. It will just chase you. It's just going to come bite you and it's not going to be good. And also it's good for the ecosystem and everything. And here I am telling him to keep a literally dangerous thing that is right on our steps where we walk. And I want to kill a beetle for flying.
I was picketing on Tuesday. Wait, what's today? Yeah. I was picketing on Tuesday.
You were.
And I heard the bzzz, and I was like, I feel something in my hair.
This was Tuesday.
Mm-hmm. And I was like, I feel something in my hair. And I was like, but I don't hear the bzzz anymore. And I'm still walking. And I'm like, it had to be gone. Like, I did a little swat. I was like, it had to be gone. Then I hear it again. And I just take, my hair was down, and I just take it and shake it, and it comes out. So yes, it's very possible. But I didn't kill it.
Practically, I also don't even know how I would kill it because this thing is fucking huge.
I've killed one before on accident, and they're very juicy, and you can hear all the crunches of the exoskeleton the whole time.
Okay, exoskeleton, big fucking word. Biology. No, Melissa, like, I texted Mott's on the drive here, voice to text. Melissa can testify. None of my texts made sense. And I said to him, he was just like following up. He's like, I told him about the computer. He's like, do you need to turn on for the computer? I go, no. Let's go back to the important part. Let's talk about this beetle. And he was like, I was like, I want to kill it. And I know that's not okay, but I want to. And he was like, I'll try and find it and kill it. And I was like, but you need a machine gun because this thing is huge.
It's probably not the only one.
Why would you say that to me?
I'm just saying. It's probably not the same one you're interacting with.
No, it is. It was hanging in the same area. And it was like, it knew when I came
friends.
Out. Well, I think
they're not like solo bugs. I think
it might
bugs.
be two fucking each other.
Okay, but they're not solo bugs, so.
They're Bonnie and Clyde. But it's like, Mott still has not seen it. And the second I walk outside, the last 2 days, within seconds, it's like, I found you. And I'm like, and it was coming after me. And now that you said it was in your hair, I think it was trying to get in my hair.
Yeah. Wouldn't doubt it. I literally had to take my hair and just shake it. And then it fell out.
Okay, if you didn't have braids in, would you have killed it?
No.
But you would have had to like, oh my God,
it wouldn't have gotten my hair.
Oh, you don't think it would have burrowed? It didn't burrow in your hair. It just got trapped?
Mm-hmm.
You are so much fucking braver than I am. When I tell you I would have, did you cry?
No.
Did
I
you have
just
to try
shook
to
it
not
out
cry?
and kept walking.
And that wasn't like a choice. It wasn't like you had to make a conscious choice to like not like shut down. It was just like you went on with your life. It was no big deal.
Mm-hmm.
That is incredibly brave.
I used to be like I always kill book type person, and I don't know what changed, but now I feel sorry for it.
You know, I love a double standard. I am fine with anything that A, leaves me alone, but the issue is things that fly. I have it's not birds. I don't give a shit about birds because birds leave me alone.
Birds aren't real.
Flying. If I didn't know that was a real thing, you could actually pass that off that was like your whole cause. And I would have been like, checks out. There is something about insects who are coming at you and they're flying. Like I can't.
It does feel like an attack.
And Melissa, I have become so jumpy in the last week. And this is what I think my brain has been prepping me for this attack from this beetle. Because for the last like 5 days, I am normally a very jumpy person. I am so fucking jumpy. Like I'm extra jumpy. Like I'm not convinced I'm seeing things, but it's like if I see a shadow move and I'm like, oh my God. And I told you before, I do think it's because I'm wearing my glasses more. I mean, yeah, I'm wearing my glasses more, so I'm more aware. I can see more things. But like, I've been so jumpy from like all of this stuff. And then this happened. And it was like the universe is being like, something's on the horizon. It's big. It's blue. It's flying towards you. And I need you to be on high alert. Because if that happened to me, I would, first of all, I would rip all of my clothes off no matter where I am. I'd sob hysterically on the floor. And I would be inconsolable for like days.
This is the thing that I don't understand about bugs and flying things. You have all this space.
That's what I'm.
Why
what are you trying to? What do you want
invading
to do to me? What are you trying to do to me?
Like you can even go up a foot taller than I
can
am,
go there.
and I can't go there. Why do you choose to be here?
Ulterior motives, and that's what I don't trust.
Because you think if they were the same size as you, they would have taken you out.
Melissa, I think this at the size it was could have taken me out.
Okay.
And I don't know what it's. There's no psychological. It's like my body's reflex to this. Like I'm just like I'm gonna break
your
my neck.
reflex to the ice falling in my ice machine.
No, I know. I'm excessively jumpy. It's a problem. Like, by the way, these beta blockers have helped with that because even though
really, it seems like it's gotten worse.
No, it has. The actual aspect of me being jumpy has gotten worse, and I think it was because I needed to know about this beetle. The world was like, it's coming. But more than that, I'm just as jumpy, if not more jumpy than I am before. But my heart, it goes boop, and then it's like, you're fine, and then I'm back down. But the issue is when I'm sweating and panting, and then my heart rate gets up to like 180. Before it was getting up there, and then it was staying there for a long time. But now I freaked out, and the beta blockers were like, shh. And I was like, ah. And then I came here, and then I kept that in all day because I had to share it for this. And I know you think that I'm wrong if I went into this bug's home and killed it. So that's fine if you think I'm wrong with that. Do you think I should still do it?
No.
Fuck.
Because they're going to be more. And then they're going to retaliate and come after you.
I know sometimes if you kill a wasp and I think it's wasps and yellow jackets are like that. So like, you don't fucking do that because then they'll come back. Is this one of those? Because if it is, that will actually deter me.
I have no idea, but I feel like at their size, then that's what they do.
And if there's like more, I'm going to die.
So I don't think that you're seeing the same one. Even if it's in the same section, maybe they're just a family.
It's like a flying cockroach level, like crunch. And I just like can't.
It's more.
Is it bigger than a Riverside cockroach crunch?
Mm-hmm. They're thicker.
So I can't even kill it. I don't have a gun. I don't want a gun. Also,
you got big feet.
No, Melissa, when I tell you, I'm going to wear my Uggs all the time now. That's what I had to do.
You need some Timberlands.
I have Timberland rain boots, but they're not the same. And now every time a piece of hair touches me, like anything, like I freak the fuck out. I need to be sedated for like a week just to like calm down.
Okay. Are you done?
I am done.
You're wrong.
Thank you. And that's fine. I know that I'm wrong. I don't know that that's going to change what I'm going to do, but I'm going to do a lot of research because I don't want to be retaliated against. But if anyone has any tips of like how to be less like what what do you do with this?
I want you to, this is how you should do it, because
Like
it won't
meditate
really hurt.
outside.
It won't really hurt them. No, you catch it in your hand
I can't do that.
and then you drop kick it.
You know, emotionally, I think that would feel really good,
Mhm.
but like physically, I couldn't touch it. I would cry. This is like one of those things about me. And I always look like an early 2000s, like rom-com girl who's like, oh my God, I'm so afraid. Like, it's like gives very much. And then like boys like, ugh, and I'm like, this isn't me being like, I'm helpless. Like it's these reflexes of like, I'm going to throw my neck out, but I can do my neck farts when I'm there too. I'm like, getting really good.
I can do that, but I have to cup it. Anyway, now it's my turn. So more serious than that.
I wanted to have something lighthearted because I feel like these have been heavy.
So a while ago, Meghan covered how non-Indigenous people to Hawaii shouldn't be traveling to Hawaii. And so now in the wake of the Maui wildfires, I want to continue that conversation. And I've seen a lot of non-Indigenous people complain about how they can't take their little vacations or how they were on vacation and they just like moved to a different area and continued their vacation. I saw this guy that was talking about his parents like being there and him like telling them to get out. And they're like, no, we're fine. We just went over here.
We just closed our eyes.
Wild. First of all, shame on y'all. And second, don't go to begin with, as you already said. And we're going to talk about the predatory practices of real estate brokers in Hawaii.
Oof.
So there's a lot, and I'm just going to talk about things that are specific to after this wildfire, because there are other things that take a lot of time, and I think you did hit on some of it before, but the people of Maui have suffered unfathomable losses, and as of today, when we're recording this, August 17th, the death toll from the wildfires are at 111 people, and there's possibly still 1,000 missing. There's over 2,000 burnt homes and businesses. The governor, Josh Green, said, realize that the responders that are going out there are recovering their loved ones and members of their families. 80% of the structures in town have been damaged or destroyed. Fires are still raging. There's 2,170 acres of fire, and it's 89% contained as of Wednesday night. Several other wildfires are still burning in Maui, including the Olinda fire, which was 85% contained on Wednesday, and the 202-acre Kula fire, which was 80% contained. And so Richard Pally, a 25-year-old who was born there, told the Associated Press that his workplace, his neighborhood, his friends' homes, and potentially his own home were burnt down, and he hasn't been able to return to his house. And he said, I'm more concerned of big land developed coming in and seeing this charred land as opportunity to rebuild. The average home there is valued at $1 million, according to Zillow, making it more expensive than the spot than like any person that is indigenous. Like if they were to lose it, like they can't buy it back from these people. And then also the rise of hotels, resorts, and condos have also made it, for tourists, it's affordable, but not so for people that are indigenous there. Archie, and I apologize if I'm saying your last name correctly. Doubt you're even listening, but
shout out if you are.
Yeah. Archie Kelapa said, one of the things that we as a community and as a state is going to be faced with is how we begin to address the long-term recovery, rebuilding, keeping people here, and not selling off what losses they had moving. Many natives, including Tierra Lawrence, who has advocated for Maui's islanders during the devastation, says that they are furious with companies trying to take native land. And they said, I am so frustrated with investors, realtors calling families who lost their homes, offering to buy their land. Ugh. How dare you do that to our community right now? They continue to say, shame on you, shame on you. If you are a Maui realtor contributing to that, karma is going to come get you. They're now encouraging islanders to gather as much information as possible about companies reaching out. And then Mark Steffel has been approached by developers to buy his land, but he refused. I'm not going to sell. I'm going to stay here. I love it here, as messed up as it is. And then a native activist tweeted asking people who are receiving calls from realtors to take down their names so they can expose them. And then John DeMuro, who has been living in Maui for 40 years, told USA Today that the government should intervene. The government should just say, no, you're not allowed to develop. Say no, flat out no. And then the governor, the response to this was trying to take land away from our people before we've had a chance to grieve and rebuild is not Pono, and we will not stand for it. And then he said, I've actually reached out to our attorney general to explore our options to do a moratorium on any sale of property that has been damaged or destroyed. Moreover, I would caution people that it's going to be a very long time before any growth or housing can be built. And so you will be pretty poorly informed if you try to steal that from our people and then build here. This is someone else. Their last name is Lawrence. You guys got to stay, especially you multi-generational families. Don't move away. We've already been displaced so much. Do not let this push you away. Moving away, we're going to move back and rebuild. And the wildfires have caused an estimated $5 billion in damages in the town, which Governor Green says it will take a long time to rebuild. So these predatory companies just absolutely, like, it's still burning. It's still burning, and you're trying to buy land so you can build these astronomical resorts for what? Money? And I just can't stand people, too, that I've seen saying, well, Hawaii is America, so, like, it's all of our land.
This land is your land. Shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up.
It's not.
And
it's literally not.
The way that people see, and as someone who grew up in very much a NIMBY fucking area, which they were all about this kind of shit, which I'm not opposed to, but this protected land of certain places where it's like, oh, you can't build houses here because like there's a mountain line. I'm all for that. And people in their own neighborhoods, protective land, reservoirs, all of this kind of shit. You actually don't view Hawaii as America because you don't think that should be protected land.
Mm-hmm.
You wouldn't be cool with the development in a like truly like protected land from whether it's animals, the flora and fauna, like all of these things which make things protected. You don't view that, even though Hawaii, they check off all of the goddamn fucking boxes. You don't want to target in your backyard, but you think that should happen there.
Right.
What I've seen on Twitter that's really pissed me off so fucking much is one, and this is not just on Twitter, airlines telling people that they can donate their points so that they can have like for first responders and people to get there. And it's like,
just fly them.
Just fucking fly them. Why would people donate their made up money? It's not real money to do that. So then but you're still going to write it off for your taxes.
Right.
Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And then second is people being like, well, I'm not going to cancel my vacation because Hawaii needs the tourism for the infrastructure. That is not true. It's the same thing as trickle down economy. It's not a real thing. Who do you think is making money?
Right.
That's not what's happening. Who are owning these places? Like, you're like, well, no, it's like, this is how they sustain themselves. Who's they?
Right.
Who's they?
If they are we, then who is they?
Who the fuck is it? Also, just the boldness that people have. I live my life knowing that my actions, not even like in a karmic kind of way, but like people could, whatever you believe in, like people could give me bad vibe. Like this shit will come back and haunt me. You know what I mean? Like in my life, it will haunt me in my, like some of the shit you do, people don't, I don't forget some shit that other things people do. And sometimes what happens, what goes around comes around is a universe kind of thing. Sometimes it's other humans' actions. And I'm just like, how you can live your life. And that's what, like, you don't treat other people like that. You don't value their lives and them as humans in the same way that you see yourself. Because boy, oh boy, that's fucking bold to think you can do that and just think like nothing's gonna come of you.
Yep. And
then we all talk about orcas and look at the orcas. Like, look at the orcas. And I'm like, you know what other humans are gonna, if you're gonna treat people, we're watching this. This is us just in the ocean. I can't. It makes me livid.
Ill.
And beautiful things aren't for everybody. Hawaii's beautiful. I went as a kid with my family. I didn't know any of this. I don't think my family knows or cares.
People weren't really saying it.
But I also just mean that like I grew up in a relatively progressive like way. but I'm also like white, and half of my family is like incredibly privileged, and they're like farther in their genealogy. Like, so even them, like, I don't think that they would give a shit about this kind, because like, they would find an exception, even though they deem themselves as liberal and progressive. Like, again, it's not in my backyard kind of a thing. So you can register, and I can register that like Hawaii is absolutely beautiful, but that doesn't mean it's for me. There are so many things that like we're not going to be able to do in our lifetime that like we would like to do, or there's so many things we won't be able to experience, and like not everything is for everybody,
Right.
And that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
It makes me like so mad. And this whole like, you should be thankful that people are coming because your economy would trash. And I'm like, do you understand how any of this works? That's
but
like not
again,
it.
like, who is you?
Exactly.
If it's part of the United States, then you shouldn't have that mindset. Because I mean, California funds a lot of the southern states.
Mm-hmm.
So like, what are you talking about?
Yeah. And it's like, you're othering. So it's like, so you don't actually
That's
agree
what
with
I
that.
mean.
Yeah. And then it's also, if you think about that for more than 5 seconds, who is profiting from this? And don't say the economy. What's the economy?
Right.
When you're on an island, everything has import taxes and export. So it's a lot more expensive, but it's also like for emergencies and things like this makes it even harder. So like going there, like people can't get in and people cannot get out on a need-based thing. And then the choice to do that is insane. It's the cost, like they said, of building all these things back will take so long, but then also the cost of everything is more expensive if it's not produced there.
Yep.
And so then even people who are rebuilding their own homes, it's not the cost it would be to rebuild a house on the mainland. Like, it is so much more expensive. Hawaii has also an incredibly rich history that you do not have to go there to understand or to see and to learn. And even for the amount of people who live in Hawaii, like, a lot of people aren't indigenous native Hawaiian, but like generations back, there's been immigration, there have been, people who have brought other workers, other white people who have brought workers from other places there to do labor for cheap, like all of this kind of thing, like so much like generational trauma there, to then just view this as a fucking beach town is so insulting and preposterous. Makes me mad. So you're not wrong. I'm on your side.
Yeah. All right. We're going to take a break. We're back from our break, and Megan forgot her computer, so she has to steal mine.
I do. This is our But Are You Wrong segment, where you write in with the thing that you would like our gavel input on. Send it to butamiwrongpod@gmail.com. If you want to know if you're the hero or the villain, 300 words or less, let us know the situation that you're curious about, and we will tell you if you're in the wrong. Also include your ages. It's all anonymous, but we like fake names, not numbers or letters. It's a little hard to track. And if you're going to use a reference, you really don't have to. Like, you can just make up fake names. But if you're going to do a reference that's like widely popular, think about the relationship of those people to each other, because sometimes we will add like incest undertones when there's not. But we think you're just like giving us a little like flagging this like quietly incest. If someone is the first episode listening to, they're like, what the fuck are you talking about? Hi, Meghan and Melissa. My bestie Alvin, 31 he, him, and I, 31 she, her, recently started listening to a drama podcast, and we both enjoyed it and started listening to more episodes. Alvin found an old clip, 5 years, of the white straight male host using the N-word and the F-slur. The host was an adult at the time. We both agreed that it was gross and to stop watching. Alvin has continued to watch and wants to donate to the live show to tell the host to address the situation and do better. I told Alvin that was a waste of money when they don't even always read their super chats on their live stream. I feel as though Alvin got very invested in this creator too quickly and is now holding him to high standards when the host has shown his true colors, in my opinion. He told me I was being too harsh towards him, friend, not host, when he just wanted the host to do better. Am I in the wrong? Was I too harsh?
No.
No, not at all. I'm like a very petty person, but like I am like strongly against combining like spending your own money, being petty with a specific desired outcome. Because like loss all around. The person is directly benefiting from the money that you're giving them. And why donate to a live show? Or is it just like so you can have the super chat feature or not?
I think so.
People don't do, very rarely will people address things like that in a live format. They're going to do it in an edited format.
Yeah. They'll read it silently and be like, move on. I don't know what they're...
Yeah, they might have a mod even block them.
Yeah. Like, there are things that people send us that we don't ever respond to.
Yeah. I don't think that you're too wrong or harsh. And I just think that the idea that Alvin has is like, I wouldn't say that he's holding him to like too high of a standard, like the host, but it's just like a little too invested in this and thinking that you're going to like fix, help, or change.
How old is Alvin?
31.
Alvin's too old to be doing this.
Yeah.
Alvin might just like to listen to this and is looking for an excuse to keep listening.
If Alvin wants to hate watch something, you cannot, and as someone who hate watches certain things, you cannot hate watch something while giving them money.
Mm-hmm.
That is no longer hate watching.
Mm-hmm.
Because whether your money is coming from a good place or a bad place, it's still money.
Right.
It's worth the same amount. And like your intention with spending the money does not get translated to the person receiving the money, nor does it fucking matter. It doesn't devalue that money at all. In your mind, it might be tainted or tinged, but like not to them. So yeah, I think he's too old to be doing this. And yeah, I think you're right. He's trying to turning this into a cause to then be like, so I can keep listening, as opposed to just stopping listening to it.
Yep.
Melissa knows I hate listening to things. I think you need to find Alvin another podcast. Might I suggest this one? Get Alvin a new podcast obsession.
I use the N-word. Not on air.
But maybe if you don't watch, if you don't show Alvin the video version, then Alvin could be like, then you're like, this is something you were intrigued with the other podcast. And then you don't tell him. It's okay. And then he listens and watches and he goes, and then he's in.
Yeah.
Sometimes you should trick people.
Just play that part for him.
And he's like, damn. And you're like, I know. Crazy. And then he'll finally go into our socials and he'll be like, which one of them said that? And then you're like, I don't know. I really don't know. And he's like, I think I want to keep listening to this podcast. And if he wants to give us money, we also do live streams. And there are chats there.
There are.
We'll address if you want to ask her about it. Maybe she'll say it.
I won't.
No, not say it, but being like, yes, I do. You'll get confirmation from which one of us it was. Mm-hmm. And it's going to blow your mind. We have the makings of his favorite podcast.
And we are drama,
I was
too.
going to say, if it is that drama, because in my mind, I was like, dramatized, like it's like a scripted kind of thing. But then it was like, as I kept reading, I was like, no, probably like I immediately thought Jesse and Lily, not them, but like Jesse and Lily's format. And if it's that, then we are the same. And if it's the other one, just tell him that it's all written and it's all a fable and a story. It's all pretend.
All right, next writer. Hi, Melissa and Meghan. You put me first. So I've booked an Airbnb for a big group of friends and I. Everyone has paid me back except for a couple that is going to be going. I charged the B&B to my credit card and I never hold a balance on my CC because I don't want to pay interest. Would it be wrong of me to charge this couple for interest if they don't pay me back before the statement is due? I typically would not ask a stingy-ass question like this, but I've recently lost my job and I've already paid for the Airbnb in full, so I'm struggling for cash a bit. The Airbnb is also non-refundable. Interest would be around $20. Did you give them a timeline for when they needed to pay?
Did they say how long it's been when they booked it?
That's what I mean. No.
Yeah. If everybody else has already paid, but I'm assuming it's been.
It would have to be within the month, right?
Yeah. But I would assume it's like, everybody else is paid back except for, is it a couple or a couple of people?
I think it's a couple. Yeah. This couple for interest.
Yeah.
If they've had a month to pay and they haven't paid and they were supposed to pay, I just say, hey, it's been on my credit card. Now here's the interest amount.
Yeah. I don't even think like the qualification of like, I lost my job. Like, I don't think it doesn't matter at that point. Like, as someone who is wildly forgetful, if someone was like, hey, can you pay me back for that? And I'm like, oh shit, yes, I will do it right. Like, I'm so sorry. Like, so I think like I would be like, hey, can you like pay me back? And if you're not able to pay back now, like, can you let me know when, like, when do you think that would be? and then say, just because I'm going to have my statement here, and if it's past this date, it's going to be about $20 more because I'm going to have that debt on my credit card. So like letting them know that like, hey, can you pay me back? And if you can't pay me back by that time, this is going to be $20 more.
Right.
And I wouldn't be offended if someone said that to me at all.
I wouldn't either. But if you were to do this again, I would say if you're able to do it on a debit card and give everybody a timeline.
Yeah. I also don't book any Airbnbs that are 100% upfront and no refund. It minimum 50% refund and like closer to the date and all of that, just because like you never know what's going to happen. But I think the couple then maybe they're the next time you do a trip, they're the ones who put their card down. And don't put anything on this trip. Once you've been the person who put your card down for the reservations, you pay everyone back for whatever splitting things you're doing. Like you don't put your card down for anything else. No one pays you back for anything. This is
like
it.
if y'all go get food or anything, somebody else's. All right, we're going to take a break. And when we come back, we're going to get into, but are they wrong?
And plot twist, they are.
Because they are always
wrong.
Always in this segment, everyone is wrong.
Yes, facts. Just depending on how wrong do you think they are. Welcome back. I never do that one. Welcome back. I am the news anchor now. Now to nominate our wrong of the week, but are they wrong? Throw some tomatoes at them. I had so many little options, and I would like to nominate. Lucien, Switzerland-based federation called FIDE. This is a world top chess federation, and they have ruled that transgender women cannot compete in its official events for females until a review of the situation is made by officials. And this is fucking insane. Beyond the, no trans women in sports, because we view women as physically inferior to men. And this is in the biological, quote unquote, biological sense from TERF's viewpoint. Now it is, we view biological, again, quote unquote, biological women intellectually inferior. I'm sorry, truly what the fuck? Truly what the absolute fuck? And this is what so many anti-TERF and trans activists have been saying for so fucking long, that the whole TERF movement, and I had a long talk with someone about this who like didn't totally with a cis woman about this who like didn't totally understand, because a lot of the ways that these things have been like marketed and targeted, especially to cis women who are not on like social media or not like follow a lot of activism, and they get their news from traditional news sources and journalists and all of this kind of stuff, that it's like, this is a movement that is created by people who are transphobic, and the root of it is transphobia, that they've just very so slightly and not even very skillfully tried to put a little pink bow and go, women's rights, feminism on this. And it's like, it's really not what it is if you unwrap it even a smidgen of a second. Like if you just do that here, and then this is exactly where it was always headed. And this is what everybody warned everyone of. It's like, this is not, nobody is advocating for quote unquote biological women. It's not what's happening. That's not what it's in establishing and further establishing a status quo of women are inferior to men. And we now need women on our side for that. How can we get women on our side advocating that they are inferior? We create a fictional villain and danger, and we tell tales about things that have not happened, and these fears and these worries, and we create this thing that then people are afraid of and hate and are angry at. So then they will have no idea that they've assisted us in stripping them of their autonomy and their rights. Like, transphobia hurts everybody. It hurts trans women. It hurts trans men. It hurts non-binary people. It hurts it hurts cis women. It hurts cis het women. It hurts cis women who are in queer relationships. It hurts cis women who are in heterosexual relationships who present a little more masculine. Like the ideas of what we have of like people are getting stopped who are cis women being accused of being like this whole concept and like fake ideas and shit. And like it blew my mind that people were shocked that we had ended up here. And it's the same thing that reminds me of what had happened when these TERF organizations had then basically said that unless you're a biological parent, you should not be on a child's birth certificate. And these lesbians who were a part of the TERF movement were like, what do you know? Only my wife carried, but that is my child. And they're like, no, it's whoever donated the sperm there. And it's like, you walked along with them to this point. Mm-hmm. And I think we all need to take accountability for that. If anyone is telling me to turn against other women, I'm going to be like, where's that call coming from?
Right.
Where is this coming from? Because no matter what, I know who my first like grounds of like, who's like a safe person, even if they're not the first person I'm going to say, woman, like that's who I'm like, we're in this together. But if someone else, a voice out here that's like, I don't know who's coming from, is telling me like, no. I go, we can't just fucking believe this. And it just makes me like so fucking mad. So in this article from The Guardian says, many sports involving intense physical activity, which chess does not, have been grappling with how to formulate policies towards transgender athletes for years. And the cycling union has gone into this as well. But they were quoted saying, a change of gender is a change that has a significant impact on a player's status and future of eligibility to tournaments. Therefore, it can only be made if there's relevant proof for the change provided. In the event that the gender is changed from a male to a female, the player has no right to participate in FIDE events for women until further decision has been made. And it's an evolving issue for chess, referring to transgender players. And further policy may be needed to be evolved in the future in line with research and evidence.
Why is chess gendered to begin with?
Because they view men and women as inferior intellectually and strategy-wise. Do you know I see an argument I saw on fucking Twitter, and I am not making this up? It's that women can see more color than men. Men see things in black and white. They said both literally and physically, not like you only see things in black and white, but, you know, they don't have as much nuance. And also women can see a wider color spectrum literally than men. So therefore, men are superior at chess because it's black and white in both color and strategy.
I don't have time for this.
Neither do I. I don't even think that I need to elaborate on any more of like what this is. It doesn't fucking matter. Like,
no, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. And just anything that sounds transphobic or anything that's getting you as a cis woman specifically, because that is the catalyst for the TERF. Like that is this is propelling it forward more than men can do. Women get shit done. And so like when you are seeing anything that's trying to stir something up in you, pause, take a breath, check where it's fucking coming from and what it really means.
Yeah.
Just makes me really mad. And this is one of those things that if you vote on this, I'm not comfortable with this.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, fuck TERFs, fuck transphobes, fuck right off. Not very Switzerland of Switzerland either.
No, that's not. They're not supposed to pick a side.
Yeah, like shut the fuck up and play your goddamn chess, you losers.
But again, why is it gendered? Like it shouldn't even be gendered.
It's so fucking weird.
All right. My nomination for this are Sean and Leanne.
Their name is so hard for me.
I don't even know how to say it. Tuohy.
I don't know. I have a hard time with it.
I'm going to be careful with what I say because we can't promote films. And I won't be promoting the film at all anyway. Bad promotion if I was. But, and it's an old ass movie about real people though. But I'm going to be talking about the real life story of Michael Oher, who was, according to that movie synopsis, a homeless black teen has drifted in and out of school system for years. Then Leanne and her husband Sean take him in. The Tuohys eventually become Michael's legal guardians, transforming both his life and theirs. Michael's tremendous size and protective instincts make him formidable force on the gridiron, and with the help of his new family and a devoted tutor, he realizes his potential as a student and a football player. And I've never seen that film because I hate horror films. And you're probably saying, but Melissa, this is a good-natured, kind-hearted, heartwarming movie. No, thank you. Let me introduce you to a subgenre of horror films that I like to call white savior movies. Now you're probably asking, what's a white savior film?
That's my favorite when you structure your responses like this.
A white savior film is when a white character rescues people of color from their quote-unquote plight. Movies include, there's one where this jazz musician is saving the whole genre of jazz, and not even a fictional version of John Legend can save it. And then there's another one about the real life person, Dr. Don Shirley, who was a world-class black pianist. And in the film, a white man teaches this black man how to eat fried chicken.
White man? No!
And the writers and producers of the film waited until Dr. Shirley died to make it because he never approved of this farce of a tale.
Not suspicious at all.
Him and this man were never friends. And again, white people trying to center themselves and save black people. And then we've got another film that I'll say everything about this one part is great. And I love it. It is about 3 women of the illustrious sorority, Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, who made great strides in NASA and space. And then for some reason in the film, they included this part where the white man knocks down a whites only sign for the bathroom, which never happened. Katherine Johnson said that she just used the bathroom. She never ran across the whole parking lot to go use another bathroom for colored people. Like, she always used that bathroom.
I forgot about that part of the movie.
Yeah, it's just there.
It's just, you're right. It's literally just there.
Yes. There's no point.
No.
Well, we have some music that's not happy, but sounds exactly like Happy playing by Pharrell.
That is a whole subgenre.
Yes.
Songs that I've told you this before. Every time I go, Happy I Friday, you go, that's not that song. It's the same song.
It's the same song.
It's the same song.
That whole soundtrack,
It's the same song. Same song.
And so today I'm going to specifically highlight a film where Sandra Bullock won the Oscar award for Best Actress, because usually these films are Oscar bait films.
Oh, yeah.
And they're lies.
I think every single one you referenced has won.
Yes.
Yeah.
They've been up and
like 4 for 4.
Yeah. And the whole point of these films are so that white people know that they were in the wrong during these times, but they have to center themselves as if they're the main character in these stories, and they're not. And that's what the people that are voting for Oscars, that's what they're looking for, because they're like, we can't just like nominate a black movie, so we're going to nominate a black movie where we've centered ourselves in it.
The white guys being like, I'm not like the other white guys. Like, we see the white villains, but then as a viewer you can go, no, I'm like that white one.
I'm that one. I'm a good one.
Mm-hmm.
And so Michael Erg, who, if you hear that story, you think, oh, that happened a long time ago. Me and this dude are the same age. I am 2 months older than him.
I guess you play football pretty young.
Yeah.
You're straight out of college or high school. Yeah.
But it does seem like something that happened in like the 50s. It's the other things, except for the jazz music one, which I still don't understand. They took place in the 50s, 60s. Like,
yeah.
No, this is recent news.
Mm-hmm.
And Michael has come out and said that they never adopted him officially, and he didn't even know that. He actually just signed a conservatorship. Also, he was like a gifted student. We were talking about gifted students too. Like, he got
like
into
IQ-wise too.
Yes, like he got into this school that you had to test into.
Mm-hmm.
And then they basically just made him into a charity case because they could see that he was going to be going to the NFL, and they wanted his money. And so he said in the Tennessee probate court, the lie of Well, his lawyer said the lie of Michael's adoption is one upon which co-conservators Leanne and Sean have enriched themselves at the expense of their ward. Conservatorships, which, I mean, I think a lot of us know about them because of Britney Spears, but in case you don't know, it's when the fiduciary duty to the person entrusted to their care, known as the ward, to manage the ward's assets only for the ward's own benefit. Violating the duty can bring a heavy penalty. In 2013, a Tennessee lawyer was sentenced to 18 years in prison after he admitted to stealing some $1.4 million from clients for whom he served as their conservator. And so Michael didn't know what he was signing. He was also a minor. And he thought he was being adopted, but he was not. Also in Tennessee and most states, it's not up to the ward to prove that any particular transaction was inconsistent with the conservatorship. If the conservator makes money from the ward's assets, the burden of proof runs the other way. So they don't even care.
Nope.
And in practice, this means that Sean and Leanne benefited financially from deals they made while serving as the co-conservators. The burden isn't on him to show wrongdoing. It's on the Tuohys to show that the transactions were legitimate. And legitimacy means that the transactions were in the best interest, not of the Tuohys, but of Michael. So they have to go before the court and show everything. But reports are saying that they're just going to drop it.
Settle?
No, they're just going to drop the conservatorship. And then...
Does that negate them from...
No.
What? Yeah, so they still have to prove it.
Mm-hmm.
So the conservatorship is still active?
Yes. Right now. They're controlling his money.
I don't know if you know this. Do they have a timeline or are they indefinite?
I think it's indefinite.
I think so too, because
I think it's until you until somebody says no.
Yeah.
Or they have to prove that it wasn't in the best interest.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I said, they never adopted him. They've used their power as conservators to strike a deal that paid them and their 2 children millions of dollars in royalties from that movie that's based on him. And he got nothing from the movie. Legal actions asked the court to end the conservatorship and issue an injunction barring them from using his name and likeliness. It also asked for a full accounting of the money earned using his name to be paid his shares of the profits and other compensatory and punitive damages. And, some people may think, they were working in his best interest. But again, has all his mental, it's a conservatorship. These are messed up as it is.
Yeah.
And, this is from a woman who in 2014, she posted on her Instagram where she saw these 2 Black high school students at a fast food restaurant. And she was with a group of her own friends. And she said, "We see what we want. It's the gospel truth. These 2 were literally huddled over in a corner table, nose to nose, and the person with me said, 'I bet they're up to no good.' Well, you know me. I walked over, told them to scoot over. After 10 seconds of dead silence, I said, 'What's happening at this table?' I get nothing. I then explained it was my store and they would spill it. They showed me their phones and they were texting their friends trying to scrape up $3 each for a high school basketball game. Well, they left with smiles, money for popcorn, and bus fare. We have to stop judging people and assuming and pigeonholing people. Don't judge a book by its cover, or however you like to express the sentiment. Accept others and stop seeing what you want to see." On an Instagram post that she took with these 2 boys.
That subreddit where it's stories that never happened.
Mm-hmm.
This is that.
Yep.
But I also believe that she could have done all of that, which is also
I believe the part up until she said they were trying to scrape together $3.
No, that's what I mean. But it's one of those things that's people are my child. But I'm no. This is a woman who I think has the absolute audacity and to
Yes,
to do this and rewrite
I truly
history.
believe that she inserted herself into this. and made it
And
into
then spun
something it's
it.
not, and then posted minors' pictures on her personal Instagram to get a sob story. But you know me, I'm out here saving Black children from themselves. Fuck off. Fuck all the way off.
Do you know what I learned from TikTok that I had no idea? They went on Below Deck Med, like that family, and they were one of like the worst people who were
So
there.
they used his money to get on this Below Deck.
And you know who, if you subpoena them, they're going to give you everything. Bravo's going to give you everything.
Give them the footage.
Them and the feds?
Mm-hmm.
Speed dial.
Yep.
Yeah, and conservatorships are like not ethical. They're not ethically structured at all. So like
No.
even in a way that like where someone would need a quote unquote conservatorship, like a conservatorship can't actually do that for them. Like it's not structured in a way that's beneficial to anyone. Like, and it's not in a way that has people getting out of them or has enough resources or access. Like they're abusive by nature of it. And it is a little wild to me that is even a legally binding contract. If he was not formally adopted, then it's like temporary guardianship. I don't think that they can.
Oh, they've been doing it.
Yeah, no. And it's one of those things that people think that like, if there's a conservator, if it's like when there's smoke, there's fire. If there's a conservatorship, that means that there's a reason and people don't ask questions or dig deeper into that. But yeah.
Well. We've reached the end of the road.
And you know what? Who was never wrong in this episode? Either of us, except for me about the beetle.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes we do things knowing that they're wrong. But here's the thing. I'm a little too afraid. So who knows what's going to happen? Keep you updated. Or we'll just pretend it never happened and I'm just going to hope it goes away.
I was looking for something to smash, like a plastic water bottle, but I don't even drink out of those.
Because you care about the environment, which is also why you're telling me to not kill the beetle.
Because that's what it's going to sound like. Just imagine crushing a water bottle, but not like when you squeeze it out, right?
No, it's
but when you do the
Uh-huh.
bottom, like how you're actually supposed to do it, so it makes it smaller. Yeah.
I am stuck between a rock and a hard place because like I don't know what to do. I can't kill it.
This is what you should do. Put your hair up before you walk outside or inside and just go about your business.
I'm gonna wear earmuffs too because I don't want it to get in my ears. I'm gonna wear nose plugs too so it doesn't get in my nose.
It's so big, it's not going to get in either one of those.
In there. And then I'm gonna have a hood and I'm gonna wear gloves.
No, because then it's going to get in.
No, I'm gonna wear it, but I'm gonna have my hood and then I'm gonna drawstring it so it's just my little face in a little pie hole, a little butthole face.
Okay.
Maybe it's coming to let me know about the hurricane.
Here comes the hurricane.
Migrate. That's not a thing we have. Those bugs we don't have these here.
I've seen them plenty of times.
I need you to start lying to me so
No.
I feel better.
I'm going to be
Please.
truthful with you.
Please.
Mm-mm.
Fuck. We hope you enjoyed. Vote for this week's episode. Be up soon. Follow us on socials. And as always, you can send us a DM or tag us if it's not like a disturbing thing to let us know like, hey, talk about this. We can't promise that we'll do it. But if you want to alert us about something.
Yeah, it's disturbing. It's disturbing things keep getting sent. Please stop.
Yeah. Don't tag us in those. You can tell us, hey, have you seen this? And don't say what's happening. But did you see something in the news that happened in Florida or in this city? It's pretty disturbing. Are you going to talk about it? Give us the
context.
Yeah. And the agency to be like, do I want to look at this? So, appreciate it. Anything else?
That's it.
Okay. We will circle back. I got that the first try. But Am I Wrong is a production by me, Megan Rinks.
And me, Melisa DeMonts, plus Diamond Imprint Productions.
Post-production by Coco Lorenz.
And production assistance by Melanie D. Watson.
Listening to a podcast should be time well spent, and I promise it will be if you'll give this podcast a try. It's called Something You Should Know. I'm the host, Mike Carruthers, and in every episode, I talk with leading experts on topics I know you will find fascinating. From why people can't keep secrets, what your favorite music says about you, why your pet acts in strange ways, and so much more. Something You Should Know is designed to give you information you can use in your life and give you great intel that you can share with others. I'm told it's a binge-worthy podcast. And with over 1,000 episodes, there's a lot to binge on. Something You Should Know has been ranked in the top of the Apple Podcast charts consistently for a long time. I know you're going to like this. I just need to get you to try it. Something You Should Know. It's available wherever you listen to podcasts.
Contained herein are the heresies of Radolf Buntwine, erstwhile monk turned traveling medical investigator. Join me as I study the secrets of the divine plagues and uncover the blasphemous truth that ours is not a loving God, and we are not its favored children. The heresies of Radolf Buntwine, wherever podcasts are available.
Merry Christmas, everybody. My name is Eric Peterson. I'm here with my good buddy,
Danny Jordan.
and we are the co-hosts of the Christmas. Let me try that again. Merry Christmas, everybody. My name is Eric Peterson. I'm here with my good buddy,
Danny Jordan.
and we are the hosts of Christmas Countdown Show.
We're so thrilled to be bringing the merriment to you all this holiday season.
It's going to be awesome.
It's going to be massively merry,
Oh, yeah.
gigantically jolly, fantastically festive,
was
as
good.
some people might say, Eric. We are all about alliterations, and we are all about Christmas spirit. On Christmas Countdown, we love to count down our top 10 favorite things related to the holiday season. That could be food, movies, music, everything that we all love about this massively merry good time. So wherever you get your podcasts, make sure you click that subscribe button. Eric, are you ready?
I am ready, and we hope that you are too. Merry Christmas, everybody. Let's go. It should be like, let's go, ho, ho, ho.
Yeah, it should be. Yeah.